on the dia punya criteria is like I think like if not mistake got 6 criteria, and now we continue with solving the interpolation. Okay, you are here. Okay, saya tick, tolong awak tick. I help you to tick. Okay, done. So now we continue with the constructing the natural cubic spine polynomial. Okay or not, class? Dah balik daripada holiday mood? Still Monday blue. Okay, so we continue. I share the screen. If I'm too fast, let me know. Wait, saya cuba nak sharekan screen. Okay. Siapa yang masuk? Let's record this one first. Okay, so today we will continue with constructing a natural cubic spline polynomial. Boleh nampak ni? Is it too small? But when I scan, it look a bit smaller. I zoom, it's bigger. Okay. So basically, there's a 4-step to construct the natural cubic spline polynomial. So before this, you learn about Lagrange interpolations, Newton divided difference, and now this is a cubic spline, and we only cover the natural cubic spline. Okay, so in order to construct do the interpolations using this natural cubic spline, we have totally in 4 steps, and saya in very roughly telling you on the formula, but you no need to remember all this formula basically, okay? Because if let's say it come up in your test or final, all these equation will be given, okay? All these equation will be given, but for sure, those things will not given. Okay, so that is basically 4 steps. The first step is you need to construct divided difference table using the formula. So that means you look at here, we have HK. Kat sini tak jelas. I write it back. I write it back. HK equal to xk plus 1 minus xk. Okay, before this, when you learn on polynomial using the Lagrange or Newton divided difference, we use this P and X. Remember, the N is based on the N based on how many data points. That means when we have 3 data points, that means berapa? How many? If let's say we have 3 data points, our N is berapa? Still remember, class?
2.
Okay, thank you, Aoni. Yes, N plus 1, N plus 1, that means this is, this is the data point, okay. So, depend on the N. So, before this, we use P. But for the cubic spline, we will use S. Kita akan guna S, okay, S and X. So, the N is basically based on the how many data points. That means N plus 1 is equal to how many data points? If let's say we have 3 data points, then our N is 2. Okay, so before this, you learned with using I. So sekarang now we change to K. Okay, and this is the first thing we have to get the parameter. The first one is this one, HK. So the formula of HK is xk plus 1 minus xk. And the second one is we need to find dk. dk is fk plus 1 minus fk divided by hk. So where this one, this f is actually y. Before this, we have x and y, right? And then we normally write it as x0, x1, x2, and so on. And y's can be like y0, y1, y2, or even you can write fx0, fx1, fx2, and so on like this. But in this SPY polynomial, we use the symbol f. So here, f0 means that is a y0. And then f1, f2, and so on. Okay, so only the symbol is different, but that is the same thing. Okay, and the third one we have to calculate bk. Okay, so bk is 6 times with dk plus 1 minus dk. Okay, for these two, we have to calculate start from k equal to 0 until n minus 1. If let's say our n just now we have 3 data points, that means n is 2. So that's we have to calculate for the h0 based on h0, h1, sampai h1. Because n is 2. So n minus 1. 2 minus 1. So means we have to calculate h0, h1. And then d, we have to calculate d0, d1. But for the bk, we have to do the calculations, find, start from k equal to 0, 1, and until n minus 2. If back to just now, when we have 3 data points, our n is 2, that means we only need to calculate b not only. Okay, so far okay? Am I too fast? Boleh Siti Atika? Boleh ke? Masih raya. Mungkin pakai
Boleh,
baju
Doktor.
raya. Tengah raya kat mana lagi ke?
Tak dah balik Batu Ahad dah.
Oh, dah balik Batu Ahad. You have labs this week?
Ya.
Okay. Dah ada ke lab hari ni Pagi?
Bukan.
Yesterday.
Minggu depan ada.
Minggu depan? Oh, sekarang dah balik awalnya. Raya dengan kawan awak dulu. Okay. Now, after we get HK, DK, and BK, and then we go to the second step. Okay. For the natural cubic spline, you remember last time before the raya, I got mentions for the natural cubic spline, M, the first one and the last one dia sebelum ni kan, kalau natural cubic spline N, okay, so this is a x0, this is a xn, this is a n minus, have to be equal to 0. And so this one, M dengan mn, the first m and the last m is equal to 0. This one is for natural cubic spline. And we have to calculate the m beside the m0, m and n. Means that later on, okay, the second step is we have to derive the linear equations, okay, using the, because just now we got calculate h0, h1, d0, d1, we got calculate b0, and we have to substitute in this value, this formula, okay, for k1, k2, k until k minus 1. That means if let's say we make an example, we take 3 data points, our n is 2. So that we have to do for the k equal to 0. This, that means we just substitute. hk, that means h0, m0 plus 2, hk, that means 0, plus hk plus 1, that means h1. mk plus 1, this means n1, plus h1, m2 equal to b0. Macam ni. So, and then we, because before this, we already calculate all the value here. So we just substitute. And because this one is 0, and the last one, m, if let's say this one, n is 2, because n, mn is 0, so this one also 0, like this. We just substitute. Using this formula, substitute the value that we have. Okay, this is the second step. And then we will have to find, we can get the value of unknown here. So that means this is the third step. Here we got one unknown, m1, that we don't know the value. So if let's say the n is 5, that's M naught is 0, and then N5 is 0. So we have to find M1 is what, M2 is what value, M3 is what value, and N4 is what value. Okay. After we get all the M value here, we derive the formula to get all the MK value here. Okay, so then we can find the cubic spline polynomial. So using this formula. Okay, the formula looks very long, but don't be scared, because this formula we just need to substitute using the value that we have put in only. Okay, so sebenarnya dia tak susah. Okay, it's not very difficult, only we have to substitute the value only. So we have to do until start from k equal to 1 until n minus 1. That means back to just now, if let's say we have 3 data points, our n is 2. That means we have to do for k equal to 0 and also k equal to 1. So we will get, so that means we substitute all the value, then we will get S naught X. And then this one, we will get S1 X. Okay. This is the example when we have 3 data points. Let's say we have 3 data points. I draw let's say a graph. Let's say a graph. We have a graph. I have 3 data points. 1, 2, 3. So this is the 3 data point. And this here to here, that means this is a S naught X. And here to here, this is another polynomial for S1X. So yang ni, that means the whole, these two will akan merangkumi this Fx. Boleh? Okay or not? Okay. Class okay or not? Harish, okay or not, Harish? Tengok blur lagi. Nanti we go to example, maybe you feel, can, how to say, boleh faham lah sedikit-sedikit. Saya tak pasti lah, boleh faham tak? Harish, are you here, Harish? Okay or not? Now, Harish, are you here, Harish? If you have both, saya terlupa nak copy. The alternative way, because here I didn't mention, didn't copy. Maybe I just write the alternative formula. I would recommend you will use this 1, 2, 3. The 4th step, the alternative is only the step number 4, using another equation. But I will not recommend you to use this one, because it's, let's say, in case test come out or final come out, the formula only will give you this one. It won't give you the alternative formula. If you look at your book, if you have book on page 100, they will have alternative formula. Okay, this one. Okay, do it now. Wait, start from this one. This is the alternative formula. Where here, saya salin balik sorry, because this one's a big blur. Okay, SIX equal to AI X minus XI power of 3 plus with BI X minus of XI power of 2 plus CI X minus XI plus with DI. Where this A, B, C, D, actually this is a spline cubic polynomial coefficients, where this A, B, C, D got its own formula. Wait, this one is coefficients. Okay, this A, B, C, D. So A, the formula of A is mi plus 1 minus mi divided by 6hi. And B, the formula of B is VI. MI divided by 2. And then CI, formula is fxi plus 1 minus fxi divided by hi minus 2hi mi plus hi mi plus 1. Rasanya awak boleh ingat tak? And then di is actually is the value of y. Di is equal to fxi, the value of y actually. For sure, this one will be shorter, the solutions. But then I would recommend you use this step better. Okay, now before we go to the example, do you have any question on this one? Harish ke mana dah Harish? Dah hilang ah?
Yeah.
Okay, not.
Okay.
You go to washroom or what?
Yeah. Just now.
Betul. Ya betul Harish. Okay, now we go to example 4.10. Yeah. Sekejap ya. I copy this one, go to another page. Yeah. Give me 2 minutes. I copy this one, go to new page. Okay. Keluar. Oh no, tak boleh. Entah, keluar image like this. Never mind lah. Go back just now. Oh, this one. Ya, silap. Saya bawa ke sini lah. Okay, example 4.10. You look at in your book. Example 4.10 is on page page 96. Saya silap saya punya ni. Wait. Just now this one is not page 100. Page 100 is exclaim. Sorry, this one is page. This one. Just now this one is not this one is not page 100, but this one is page 96. This one is page 96. Okay. An example, this one is page 96 as well. Page 96. Okay. You said that construct natural cubic spline is fx interpolates the data f -1 equal to -1, f0 equal to 0, f1 equal to 1, and f2 equal to 2. Okay, so this is basically the data point. So here we got 1 data point, 2 data point, 3 data point, and 4 data point. Okay, so this is the, I can say this is a x0, this is a f0, this one, and this is the x1, x2, x3. Okay, so our data point, we have 4 data point, n is 3. Okay, so we start with the, just now, step 1. Tadi, kalau tengok step 1, we have to construct the divided difference table. Okay, so step 1 here. Up. Step 1. Construct divided difference table. So the table is like this. We have to find the HK, DK, and BK. As I draw, let's I write back the formula. I think better I write back the formula. Okay, just now, HK is equal to X I. I'm sorry, it's I is K. K plus 1 minus xk, and then dk is equal to fk plus 1 minus fk equal to hk, and then bk equal to 6 dk plus 1 minus dk. Okay, so I will draw the table here. So the table, we will have k. So k is basically based on n, number of n. So if let's say our n is until 3, that means our k is until 3. So we will have 0, 1, 2, 3. And then the next one is x. xk. Sebelum ni kita, before this we use xi. So xk, xi is the same. So only these are spline cubics is using the symbol of k. In terms of I, before this sebelum ni kan kita guna I. Sekarang kita tukar kepada K. Sama lah, before this we use P and X. Now we change to S and X. Okay. So for this one, X, we have X naught, right? X naught kita berapa? X naught here. This is a X naught, -1. Saya tulis ni lah. And this is the X1 is 0, x2 is 1. You don't need to write this one, x1, x2, x3. I just write it so that you will understand. Okay, x3 is 2. Boleh semua ni x3. This is the x. Okay, -1, 0, 1, 2. And then we have to write in the table fk. This is the value of y. Kalau f naught, that means this value. This value, -1. -1. F1 is 0. Sini. 0. F2 is 1. F2 is 1. And then F3 is this value, 0. 0. Okay, so this is the value of y or f here. So now we have to find h. Oh, sorry, I used this one. Oh. Tak boleh, cannot undo. Have to write back. Okay, the next one is find the HK. So start with this one. When k equal to 0, I want to find the h naught. I do the calculation here. Sebab ini saya takut tak muat. I scared that there is not enough place. Okay, So here H0, bravo, I will use calculate over here. So I will use this formula. That means x1 minus x0. So what is x1? X1 here, right? X1 minus x0. So that means 0 minus -1. 0 minus -1. So become 1. Okay, boleh. So H0 is 0. Okay or not, class? Are you still with me? Zaki, are
Okay,
you?
doctor.
Okay, thank you for teaching. Okay. Fatin, okay or not, Fatin? Okay, now we find, okay, since here we have n is 3. So remember that we have to calculate until k minus n minus 1. Okay, so start from k equal to 0, k equal to 1, k equal to 2. Okay, so then k equal to 1, h1. H1 is x2 minus x1. So that means 1 minus 0. So become 1. So H1 also 1. And then k equal to 2, H2. X3 minus x2. X3 minus x2 ini. X3 minus x2. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 and then 1. So dia punya H2 also 1. Boleh? Tak semestinya, this one doesn't, not necessary that you have to write this one. You can just write like this. If you look at your example in the book, it's directly right here, answer. Here I just want to let you know that this is a H0, this is a H1, this is actually is a H2. After that, we have to calculate the value of D. Okay, H boleh is very easy, just the value of X before minus the value of X at that particular K. Okay, and then D, we have to calculate D0, D1, D2 as well. So here, saya tulis sini I write over here. For K equal to 0, D0 is equal to F, using this formula, 1 minus F0 divided by H0. Okay, so F1 is the value of this one. Kalau tengok sini, F1, this one lah, 0. 0 minus -1. And then divide that by H0, this value. So 0 minus -1 divide by 1. So get 1. So this is a TK, 1. And then when K equal to 1, G1 is equal to F2 minus F1 divided by H1. So F2, this one, 1 minus 0 divided by 1. So 1 minus 0 divided by 1. So 1. 1 as well. But this one is 1. And then K equal to 2, D2 equal to F3 minus F2 divided by H2. So F3 is this value, 0 minus 1 divided by 1. 0 minus 1 divided by 1. So that means -1. So here this is a -1. Boleh? So this one, this means this is a D0, this is a D1, this is a D2. So macam ni lah. Okay, now we calculate. The next step, calculate this one, BK. BK. So start with K equal to 0. That's mean B0. So remember this one, we calculate this one for k from k equal to 0, 1 until n minus 1. And this one k equal to 0, 1, and then until n minus 2. So here we only need to calculate B0 and B1. Saya ke sini lagi. So here, this one. Calculate the B. When k equal to 0, that means bk equal to 6 times with formula there. Sorry, B0. B0 equal to 6d1 minus d0. So look at this one, d1. The value of this one, d1 is 1, d0 is 1. So that means 6 minus 1 minus 1. That means 0. So the value was B0 is 0. Now when k equal to 1, B1 is equal to 6, D2 minus D1. So D2 is negative 1 minus 1. So that means negative 2, 6 times negative 2. That means negative 12. So this is negative. Semua okay? All okay or not all? Fast. Boleh? Boleh? Terlalu cepat, is it? I'm too fast? Alif Ashraf, okay or not? Alif Ashraf? Mana ada tak faham tak?
Mana ada tak?
Okay, doktor.
Never mind, you can type. So if you not understand, you just type, okay? Okay, now the first step, okay, finish already. Then we go the second step, okay? First step, we already find HK, DK, and BK already. Okay, now already settle for this divided different table, and then we go to the second step. So look at this now, the second step, that means we have to use this formula. Use this formula, and then we substitute all the value of M, and then find the unknown M yang tak tahu. So now our N is shopping. So our N is 3. Okay. So go back just now. Okay, let's I write this one first. Step 2. Step 2. Step 2. We have to derive. Derive the equations. With unknown MK. So, and we know that because this is a natural cubic spline, so that means the M0 is 0, and then this one MN. N kita tadi berapa?
3.
3. 3 is 0. Okay. So ini kita kena ingat yang kita M0 is 0 and M3 is 0, MN lah. Okay, the last M. So now we key in the formula. So I write in the formula here. I write the formula. HK, saya tengok buku Not remember, I also don't remember the formula. HK, MK plus 2, HK plus HK plus 1, MK plus 1 plus with HK plus 1, MK plus 2 equal to BK. Okay, so now we will start with the K equal to 0. So when K equal to 0, we substitute. That means H0, M0 plus 2, H0. This one become K plus 1. That means this is 1, H1. And then MK plus 1, that means M 0 plus 1, right? So M1 plus, this one is H1, M2 equal to B0. Substitute like this, okay? Everybody, okay? Okay, we just substitute when the K is 0. So now, what we have is this one, right? M0, kita dah ada. And then that's all. And then the others is the value that we don't know is this one, M1 and M2. The rest we know already. Just key in. Just substitute. So go back to just now. Just now we calculate H dot. Ini. H dot kan kita calculate just now. Dah dapat ni. H dot is 1. So ganti masuk, substitute the value of H dot. 1. This one is 0 plus with 2. H naught is 1 plus with H1. H1 is 1 as well. 1. And then M1 we don't know. That is an unknown. And then H1 is 1. This is unknown as well. B naught. B naught here. B naught is 0. So equal to 0. So, and here, ini potong tak ada. So that means 4M1 plus with N2 equal to 0. So this is the first equation. Okay. And then we continue with K equal to 1. So H1 M1 plus 2 H1 plus H2 times with M2 plus with H2 M3 equal to B1. So now substitute the value. H1 is 1, M1 is unknown, plus 2, H1 is 1, H2 is 1 as well, M2 is unknown, H2 is 1, M3 is 0. B1 is negative 12. So this one is 0. So now we have M1 plus with 4M2 equal to negative 12. This is the second equation. Okay, now we have two equations with two unknowns. So we can solve the unknown already. So let's say you have three unknowns. We will have three unknowns with you need three equations, and then you have to solve using the system of linear equation that you learned before. Okay, if let's say you have four unknowns with four equations, that you can solve it using either Gauss elimination method or Thomas method or Kolesky method, depend, or Gauss iteration method, depend on yourself how you are going to solve this one. If the equation are up to 3, then you can use calculator basically. So now the next step to solve the unknown. Source unknown. That means 5, M1, and M2. Okay, so let's say I use elimination methods. Ini yang belajar sebelum ni lah, that you learn already. 4, 1, and this one 1, 4, 0, negative 12. Let's say this one is a R1, this one is R2. So I want to eliminate this one. So I will use, still remember or not, negative sign, the value that you want to you eliminate, divide by the row that you refer, time with this one, row that you refer, and plus with R2, the row that you want to eliminate. So it becomes 4, 1, 0. So using calculator, you check whether you can get 0 or not. Let's see. Tengok ambil calculator dulu. Okay. So, sekejap cari mouse pula. Find out my mouse. Then you can see, hey, where is my mouse? Okay. So now negative 1 over alamak, 4 alpha A plus alpha B. Okay, so you just calculate what is my A. My A is 1. So, silap. My A should be 4. Tak apa, saya try. Salah. Spread A is this one. A is row 1, sorry. 4. B is 1. So I get 0. Okay. And then calculate again. My A is 1, this number, this one. And then now my B is 4. Okay. 15 over 4. Okay, now my A is here, 0. My B is negative 12. So I get negative 12. Okay. So now I already get my, do the backward substitutions. 14 divided by, this is M2 equal to negative 12. So M2 equal to negative 12 times with 4 or 15. I do calculate. 15. This one 16, this one 5. So that's mean negative 16 over 5. This is M2. So now find M1. Based on the equation just now, 4M1 plus M2 equal to 0. So I will substitute the value of M2. Negative 16 over 5 equal to 0. So 4M1 equal to 16 over 5. M1 equal to 16 time with this one. 4 over 5. 4 over 5. Okay. Now we already get, okay, M0 is 0, M1 is 4 over 5, M2 is negative 16 over 5, and 3 is 0. So now we can continue to construct the cubic spline. So far okay or not? So far okay? Semua boleh? Iqbal? Okay or not? Muhammad Iqbal? Iqmal lah. Silap.
Okay.
Okay. Now, kau tengok kepada just now kan, the next step, this one, we have to put the formula, this formula yang ni, masuk ke dalam untuk nak construct this piecewise cubic polynomial. Dengan menggantikan all, we have to substitute all the value of M, all the value of H, all the value of X. So for K equal to 0 until K n minus 1. That means until K equal to 2 for this case, for the example. So continue. Solve unknown, and then okay, open the book first. Now it's step 4. Step 4. So step 4 is find the cubic spline polynomial f(x). Okay. So the equation like this. Okay, I write the equation. F(k) x is equal to mk divided by sig hk. Slow sikit dia keluar. X k plus 1 minus x power of 3 plus with k plus 1 divide by 6 hk, this is k, and then x minus xk power of 3 plus fk divided by hk minus mk divided by 6 times with hk. Panjang ni. Have to be smaller a bit. And then this one is xk plus 1 minus x plus, saya tambah sini, plus fk plus 1 minus hk minus mk plus 1 divided by 6 hk x minus xk. Yeah, I check. Correct or not? If I write it wrong, just inform me. fk hk minus mk. Okay. Okay, now start from k equal to 0. K equal to 0. So S naught X equal to M naught over H naught. Ganti saja. So this one become K plus 1 is X1 minus X power of 3 plus with this one K plus 1. This means M1 divided by 6 H naught X minus X naught power of 3 plus with F naught over H naught minus M naught divided by 6 times with H naught x1 minus x, and then plus with F1 divided by H naught times with M1 over 6 H naught x minus x naught. Boleh ke? Okay? Everybody okay? You just substitute the K here, and now we want to substitute all the value that we have. And we know that M naught is 0. M3 is 0. Sini tak ada M3. Okay, and then just now M1 we already found. M1 is 4 over 5. M2 is negative 16 over 5. Okay, and H0, H1, H2 is all are equal to 1. Apa lagi? So now we substitute all this one. So sekarang S not X equal to, okay, ini 0, right? 6 over 1. 0 lah. Tak apalah, saya tulis dulu. I write it first. X1. X1 kita berapa 0. X1 is 0 because X1 is 0 X1 0 betul kan? X1 is 0. X0 is negative 1. Minus X power of 3. Saya cakap seorang ke ni? 4 over 5 here. 6 times 1. X minus X0 is negative 1. And then power of 3 plus with F0. F0 berapa? F0 is negative 1. Negative 1 divided by 1 minus, this one is 0 of 6, this one 1. Saya salin semua lah, even though that is a 0. So X1 is 0 minus X. And then plus, saya sambung sini, plus with F1 is 0, 1. 4 over 5, 6, 1. This one x minus, x naught is negative 1. So saya ganti, semua okay ke? Saya ganti semua. So this one, because this is 0, so this one totally becomes 0 lah. Basically, this one is 0. So become here 4 over 5 divided by 6. 4 over 5 times 1 over 1 time 1 over 6. 4 over, yeah. 4 over 30. 4 over 30 to over 50. Betul ah? Betul ah? Correct or not? You know, 4 over 5 times with 1 over 6. So 4 over 30. So become 2 over 15. X plus 1 power of 3 plus X. Okay, because this one, ini dah tak ada kiranya. So this one negative 1 times with negative X. So here become X. Plus with this one become negative 2 over 15. X plus 1. X plus 1. Okay, so this is X not X. Ziqing, okay? Yang lain macam mana? Okay ke?
Okay, doktor.
Okay, so Iqmal boleh Iqmal?
Yes, saya doktor.
Boleh? Boleh
Boleh doktor.
Now I just continue with K equal to 1. So tadi, so sebenarnya, so now is S1X lah. Equal to, so just this one is M1, 6H1, X2 minus X, power of 3. Sekejap ya, besarkan sikit. X2. Plus with M2 divided by 6H1, X minus X1, power of 3, plus with F1 divided by H1 minus M1 over 6 H1. Alamak, slow skip. Ni keluar. And then X2 minus X plus with F2 H1 minus M2 over 6 H1 times with X minus X1. So this is substitute the value of M1, M2, and then the value of H and value of X and also value of F. So become as 1X equal to, this one is 4 over 5. Ada saya silap mana ke? X2 is 1 minus X power of 3 plus with M2 is negative 16 over 5 divided by 6 times 1. X minus X1 is 0, power of 3 plus with F1 is 0, H is 1, H1 is 1, this one is 4 over 5 times with 6 times with 1. This one X2 is 1 minus X2, 1 minus X. Continue with plus, F2 is 1 over 1 minus M2 negative 16 over 5 divided by 6 times with 1 X minus, betul lah, X minus, betul. X minus X1 is 0. So this one is 2 over 15. 1 minus X power of 3. Ini macam mana? 16.
Minus negative 8 over 15.
8 over 15. Kena nak congak, tak dapat nak congak. And then X power of 3 plus with, this one 0 already. This one is negative 2. Okay, this one becomes negative. negative 2 over 15, 1 minus x, plus with 1 minus 20, 1 minus 8, 15, 23, 23 over 15. Betul tak?
Betul.
Wait ah, write it back. 23 over 15 x. Okay, so this is a S1 x. So this is a second one. I draw. This one is the just now the first cubic spline function polynomial. This one is another function, another polynomial, and now we have to find when k equal to 2. K equal to 2. We have to find S2 x. So equal to M2 H2 x 3 minus x power of 3 plus with M3 divide HM H 2 x minus x2 power of 3 plus with F2 divided by H2 minus M2 6 H2 x3 power of minus x3 minus x plus with F3 H2 minus M3 divided by 6 H2 x minus x2. So M2 is negative 16 over 5, 6, 1. X3 is 2 minus x power of 3 plus with M3 is 0. This one is 0. Dah ini kosong. Yang ini pun kosong. So F2 berapa? F2 is 1, is it correct or not? 1 over 1 minus M2 is negative 16 over 5 divided by 6 times with 1. X3 is 2 minus x plus with F3. 0 over 1 minus M3 is 0. So this one is x minus x2 is 1. So now S2x equal to tadi berapa lah? 8 over negative 8 over 15. 2 minus x power of 3 plus with 23 over 15. 2 minus x. Okay, itu kosong lah. So this one is the third polynomial. So now we just combine it all together. Dari sini. Now our fx, saya tulis besar-besar sini, tepi sini boleh. So the Sx is equal to, normally we will write like this. Besarkan sikit. Sx equal to, kita akan, we will have like 3 equation here. The first one is S0 x 2 over 15 x plus 1 power of 3 plus x minus 2 over 15 x plus 1. So this one for, you can write either negative 1 x 0 like this, or you can write like this. For x, alamak, kenapa For x macam ni, negative 1 until 0. Keluar? Belum keluar, slownya. Saya punya komputer ada masalah ni. It's like very slow. Boleh nampak terlalu tak jelas. Boleh tak? Make it bold. So and then the second one is S1x is this formula, this polynomial. 2 over 15 1 minus x power of 3 minus 8 over 15 x over power of 3 minus 2 over 15 1 minus x plus 2 23 tak keluar lagi slownya 23 over 15 x. So this one is for 0 until 1. Tak kisah, ataupun warna tulis, or you can write also like this, for x from 0 until 1. Macam ni. So and then the third polynomial, 2, S2. S2x equal to negative, tak keluar lagi. Negative 8 over 15, 2 minus x power of 3 plus is 23 over 15, 2 over x. So this one is for 1 for x smaller than or equal to 1 and bigger or equal to 1 or and smaller or equal to 2. So okay, dah habis. So this is your so-called this natural cubic spine polynomial. When we have all of these three, boleh ke semua? Okay. Blur. Atika, okay ke Atika? Siti Atika, are you okay? Are you still with me?
Okay, doktor.
Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay. So nak stop sini ke nak ada lagi example? Exercise? Sudah blur lah semua. How? We continue with one exercise or we stop here? Sana? Apa tak ada jawapan? So if let's say you want to stop here, you type 1. If you want to continue with the example, type 2. You comment, you put in a comment, stop here. Semua dah tak boleh masuk Okay, we stop here. So anything to ask or not? Okay, so basically, actually, I already covered already chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. So your test will come out until chapter 4 only. So I guess maybe coming class on Wednesday, I just give you to do the revisions, or you want to have a class. Kalau nak buat class, if you say you want to have a class, you type 0. If you don't want to have a class, you type 8. Nak 0 ke tak boleh, susah. 9 lah, 9. Okay, 0. Okay, so you just do, okay, semua class. Nak buat class 0 is class or don't have class, I also forget already. Amira, nak adakan class ke? On Wednesday.
Nak revision.
Revision apa? Revision sendirilah. Revision apa? Revision. Oh, I remember one of your, I don't remember who already asked me to discuss on quiz. So maybe on Wednesday we discuss on your quiz. How about discussing your quiz 1 and quiz 2? Okay or not? Okay? Recall all topic. Saya tak dapat nak recall balik Just recall. You can ask me if you have any question on which topic that you want. We need to recall. Then we discuss. So I think maybe we can discuss a quiz because one of your friends got request, but I forgot already. Okay, so see you on Wednesday. Wednesday. How about on Wednesday we start at 8:30? Okay, we start at 8:30. Our class will be late, postpone another half an hour so you can sleep longer. I stop sharing.